IMC Psychosocial decided to hold a peace celebration in Lamnahun. For 30 years, 40,000 soldiers and police fought to keep the estimated 5,000 freedom fighters from separating Aceh from the Republic of Indonesia. This was the same Indonesian army that, in 1965, helped perpetrate what the CIA termed one of the worst mass murders of the 20th century. Joined by Muslim jihadists, the armed forces killed 500,000 to 3 million Indonesian citizens who they suspected were communists. I watched this horror with 9-year-old eyes. In December 1975, this same Indonesian Republican Army invaded East Timor, promoting the death or disappearance of 100,000 to 250,000 Timorese. The people of Aceh, like my Javanese friends in 1965 and the East Timorese at the end of the 20th century, were subjected to extrajudicial executions, forced disappearances, beatings, arbitrary arrests, detentions, rapes, and drastic limits on the freedom of movement. As a result of the human rights violations in East Timor, the U.S. stopped providing military aid to Indonesia. But as part of President Bush's war on terrorism, military aid was reinstated in February 2005, so it was often U.S. military weapons pointed at my head. I hated anyone with automatic weapons. When I was a kid, a soldier held a gun to Becky's head, my 11-year-old big sister. The soldier thought it was fun. Becky and I never got over it. The Indonesia Army The tsunami equally devastated the Indonesian army and the Free Aceh movement. The European Union brokered a peace settlement in 2005. On August 15th, a memorandum of understanding was signed promising the withdrawal of 16,000 soldiers in exchange for the surrender of 850 freedom fighter weapons. It had been a war over Aceh oil, natural gas, and timber. Now the Republic agreed to allow Aceh greater return from these natural resources seized by the Suharto regime. This third ceasefire was held to this day. Each time we pass a checkpoint, our security officer instructed us to roll down our windows, drive slow, and wave at the guard. They waved back. It was all very polite, or Rama, full of laughter and smiles. Sometimes guards played the guitar or watered plants, propping their automatic weapons aimed in our direction. I left restaurants as they never pointed away when they ate. A soldier with an AKA punched tickets on public transportation, checking NGO dog tags. Most of the time they let us go about our business. In Bate, my supervisor warned me a man was shot point blank at one of the checkpoints. The body was left to rot in the road, seemingly to make some sort of point to the citizens of Bate. Finally, after the body started to bloat in the tropical sun, Doctors Without Borders loaded the corpse into their ambulance to take to the hospital morgue. So I was very cautious filming in these red zones, the areas of high conflict, like Bate and Gapui. You will never see footage of the only tsunami patient I lost in the 6 months I was there. I was quite worried the soldiers would prevent me from counseling Abdullah, so I never filmed a thing in Gapui, where the former political prisoner came to die at the family farm in the red zone. Abdullah died as a result of the beating and torture he suffered 6 years before. Soldiers broke his back with the butt of a gun, and he had to live out his days in a wheelchair, a paraplegic, selling cigarettes in front of the Banda Aceh hospital. The tsunami wave destroyed his cigarette stand and swept Abdullah and his wheelchair away. He re-injured his back and could no longer sit up at all. The stress of the tsunami re-triggered Abdullah's post-traumatic depression from the torture, and he laid down and died in spite of our efforts to get him excited about life once again. It broke my heart and enraged me to provide hospice counseling to his widow and 12-year-old son, even as the peace process appeared promising. I sat with Abdullah in the hour of his death, 1 month